Hello and welcome everyone to our monthly AWD Knowledge Hub webinar. I'm Hannah Ryu and it's a pleasure to have you all here. Today we have a very special guest, Coach Sabrina, who will share her insights in artistic swimming and inclusion. So before we begin, I'd like to briefly introduce myself. I'm a member of the Youth and Junior USA Artistic Swimming National Teams, a certified coach, and I'm deeply passionate about advocating for diversity and inclusion within artistic swimming. Here's a quick agenda of what you can expect in today's discussion. Now I'd like to welcome our guest speaker, Coach Sabrina. We're honored to welcome Coach Sabrina, a former senior national team athlete, 8-time Italian champion, and recipient of the bronze medal for athletic valor. Trained by world-renowned coach Laura De Rensis, she has been a coach with the Italian Swimming Federation since 1997, and since 2010 she has led athletes with disabilities at Progetto Filippide, where around 20 athletes train 4 times a week in programs that mirror elite structures while adapting to individual needs. She has collaborated internationally with top coaches including Andrea Fuentes, Giovanna Berlando, Esther Jalma, and Natalia Simbanenka, and today serves as the official head coach of the inclusive duet Minicini Sacripante, representing Italy and Progetto Felipe. And at the 2024 World Championships, her team reached a milestone, competing in solo figures, inclusive duets, and mixed duets, and rose brilliantly to the challenge. So a little bit more about Progetto Felipe. It began as a local initiative in Rome, and under the leadership of President Nicola Pintos has grown into an international model of inclusion and advocacy in artistic swimming, athletics, and swimming. Today, more than 80 athletes train each year with the support of 40 specialized operators, proving that sport can be both elite and inclusive. Their impact stretches far beyond Italy, from Lebanon to the United Nations in New York, where in 2024 they presented Sport as a Catalyst for Sustainable Development at COSP 18, co-sponsored by Italy and Albania. With initiatives like Action for Lebanon, the annual Run for Autism, and international competitions, Progetto Felipe continues to show how sport transforms lives, builds confidence, and ensures that no one is left behind. So to start off our webinar today, could you please share a little bit about how you first became involved with artistic swimming and a little bit more about your AWD journey?
Okay, I've always known I wanted to teach, and I started already during my career as an athlete. When I stopped swimming, I immediately started working as a coach, and I gave a swimming lesson to people with autism. Later, I got in touch with Progetto Filippide, and then our partnership at 360 degree was born. And now I'm head coach of artistic swimming team, and I take care also of swimming sector.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Could you also tell us a little bit about what have been some of the most meaningful moments of your coaching journey?
Okay, the key moment for me was when on 2017 we started our collaboration with the Italian Swimming Federation and Giorgio Minisini, who had just won his first world gold medal in mixed duet with Manila Flamini in Budapest. For me, this was a key moment because I found myself in front of a lot of many first time altogether. My first time with a mixed duet, my first time with an inclusive mixed duet, but not only a mixed duet. The first one in the history is won by a world champion and an excellent athlete with Down syndrome. So I had to build a choreography completely different from those of past. It was a very great challenge. And besides Giorgio had never had any experience with AWD, and he and Arianna never met before, so they didn't know each other. When we start, I think to work on United All News team, and I work on harmony of all of us, and then I work a duet, and then I started with the choice of music, as I always do, and without ever losing sight of my goal. That was realize a mixed duet, not an inclusive mixed duet, a real mixed duet. Because I always saw my athletes as such, without thinking about disabilities. And that's the reason I always raised the technical level of their duet, because I want to build more and more difficult hybrids. Technical level, I think, is the focus for all the athletes, athlete with and athlete without disability.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. It definitely sounds like a really meaningful moment for you, and definitely a historical moment for AWD artistic swimming as a whole. Another question I was wondering about is, over the past decade, what are some things that you've learned from your athletes?
But after so many years, I don't know if I'm the one who teaches something to the athletes, or they are teaching me. And anyway, I think they teach me every day to appreciate the little things and not take everything for granted. Athletes with disability never give up, and always to do better and more. On the contrary, normal athletes often don't know how to appreciate everything they have. Today, young people have everything, and everything to hand. So any goal it's easy to achieve. Many of them, this is about normal athletes, live defeat with frustration, and their family run to cover their mistakes, justifying them because they don't want imperfect songs. Instead, athletes with disabilities never give up, because they are always used to fighting for everything, even their rights, and they fight since they're born. That's a very important difference. Is only the point of view of our lives. We have to start from this point of view. Everything is a success for them. For us, everything is granted, and life is not so. Sport is not so.
That's a really important life lesson, and I think everything you've shared really gives us a window into how this journey has unfolded, both for you and your athletes. So a little bit more about the inclusive duet Minicini Sacripante. As you mentioned before, it began in 2017 when world champion Giorgio Minicini was paired with athlete Arianna Sacripante under your guidance. So could you share a little bit about how this duet first came together and what has made them such a strong team?
Okay, when we start our collaboration, I say that I worked on our harmony, and now I have two athletes completely different from the first duet. Uh, Working together, Arianna can arrive the highest level, technical level is possible, and all the other swimmers of our team can enjoy this new entrance. Giorgio is coach and athlete at the same time. And when I build their routine or the other inclusive routine, I always start from the choice of music. Then I work on hybrids and technical level. And now we reach a very high technical level. Then, when you have a solid hybrids and a solid technical skills, you can work with your fantasy and imagine to telling a story by arms movements and connection. And I always, for every routine, I start from here. Music, telling a history, solid hybrids, and then arms and connections.
As you mentioned, their duo was the first time a world champion was paired with an athlete with disabilities. And I was wondering, what message do you think their duet and their incredible collaboration has sent to the sport and to the world as a whole?
But the first message is inclusion, because through inclusion we can show that they able to do. This is the first message, and only with inclusion we can show how much they can do. Only without inclusion, they are only another sector of artistic swimming, and we need much more. Always, I think that before we have only Olympic Games, now we have Paralympic Games, and in Paris, the Paralympic Games have been the most seen event. Everybody knows Paralympic athletics. Maybe in the future we think to have and share the Olympics with the best athletes in the world that race together. Maybe in inclusive team, football inclusive team, volley inclusive team, artistic swimming, in running. I think that's the future. The focus must be inclusion. Without inclusion, we stop at our race.
It's definitely so inspiring to see how one duet can spark such a powerful model of inclusion for the whole sport and also the whole world. Another topic we wanted to ask you about today is a little bit about training techniques and best practices at your program. So how sessions are structured, routines are adapted for autistic athletes, and some real life examples from inclusive duets, mixed duets, and solos. So we were wondering, how do you typically structure training sessions for your athletes, and what kinds of strategies do you use to adapt routines for athletes while still keeping them high difficulty and rigorous?
Our artistic swimming team is made up of 20 athletes, all with Down syndrome. And we have 8 coaches and 4 professional operators. All the coaches were high-level athletes in artistic swimming. Elisa Pleasant, Olympic Games in Atene, Alessia Pezzone, World Championship Guangzhou 2019, Michela Bozza, Junior National Team, Giorgio Nemisini, but he doesn't need introduction, Nicole Bovo, Martoni Boni, and Eleonora Charlora, all with national competitions experience. We also have normal athletes from different clubs that swim our inclusive routine, and they train with us 2 times a week. We have Valerio Galante, and he swim mixed duet, junior mixed duet with our Maria Vittoria Santolini, Down syndrome. And we have Cupaioli twins. They come from Aurelia Nuoto Club, and they won senior Italian championship. We have for workouts, we have different spaces in various sport facilities, so we can cover 5 workouts each week, morning and afternoon. The coaches are also divided into various shifts, and they're present in all. It's a little bit harder, but I can do it, and I'm happy to do it. During the every section consists in 2 parts. One in the gym and one in water. In gym, we do a muscles build because people with Down syndrome are usually hypotonic and also have lax ligaments. So in the gym, we do a muscle building job, and but we pay close attention to stretching to prevent them from hurting themselves due to their lax ligaments. In water, we start with a warm-up, which includes small aerobic adaptive works. And every day we work on technical skills and on the figures. Because from here, I start for building every kind of routine. I think that every athlete with or without disability has his strengths and weakness, and we have to show the strengths in routine. At the same time, we have to work on their weakness. The goal will be raise the bar, the level technical bar. When we organize every workout, we divide the athletes in different age, and we build step by step with help of normal athletes, and this is a very smart strategies, because they say, they see, and they do. It's more easy for them.
Could you maybe share an example from an inclusive duet, a mixed duet, or a solo that kind of shows how you use these strategies in real life, like in practice?
I always start from the choice of music, and I build the hybrids during every workout. I invent the hybrid, and then I invent the arms movements, because with the arms you can tell in the story. With the hybrids, you tell about the technical level of the athletes. So you can unit these things, and you have the perfect routine. All our athletes can enjoy with the training with a champion like Giorgio, like Alessia, like Valerio, like the Cupaioli twins, and they show a little part of hybrids, and the athletes can try to repeat the same movements, but before you have worked on technical skills, body positions, and we have to prepare the athlete to do a more high technical level.
So you shared with us a lot of really amazing strategies and techniques that have worked with your athletes, but I was wondering, when you first began working with them, how did you figure out which techniques worked and which techniques didn't work for your athletes?
We use the same method I use with normal athletes, the same. So exercise for body, exercise for arms, every technical skills, out the water, one arms for every kind of skills. The other arms, two arms together, the same things for it better, for position, for elements, thrust, for everything. The same exercise and the same planning. We just have to adapt it the aerobics work, because Down syndrome is often complex for at the cardiac level. They have some problem, so we have to adapt only aerobics work, but technical skill is the same. The strategies to teach the technical skills is the same.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I think your approach really shows how high-level training and inclusion can work hand in hand together with each other. Another aspect we wanted to talk about today is building and expanding AWD programs. Maybe we can talk a little bit how you helped your program grow from smaller grassroots beginnings to a national and international impact. So talking a little bit about how it all began, what first inspired the local program, and could you also talk about who were some of the early supporters?
What really opened the world's eyes on AWD artistic swimming was the inclusion. And about it, Giorgio and Arianna were and are still a bulldozer that flagged on a wall. The first competition together was in Japan on 2018 at Parasynchronized Swimming Festival in Kyoto, where Giorgio was the only one athlete in race without any disabilities. Just 1 year later, we went at Super Final Gala of a World Series in Budapest, and it's an event hosted by FINA, now World Aquatics. So after 1 year, the situation was completely overturned, and Arianna was the only one athlete with disability among the excellence of artistic swimming world. Later more on 2022, we participated to the European Championship Gala in Rome. And it was an incredible success. Imagine that Arianna and Giorgio's performance was the most watched of total championship, and the number of video views exceeded 6 million. So everyone knows Giorgio and Arianna's duet. This has incredible help for all of us, for our project, for our athletes, and now a path is traced. We have to go on this, because without, I said before that without inclusion, we'll find closed every door.
For other athletes or coaches or other people who want to start some amazing programs like yours, what kind of advice would you give to these people who want to start inclusive artistic swimming programs within their own community?
Even without all success obtain a date, even without many hours of our athletes have demonstrated their ability, every new step is always a struggle, because I think many minds are not ready yet. Until recently, athletes with disabilities have not followed. Today, instead, the Paralympic Games in Paris have been the most followed event. And everybody starts to see that they can do. Last year, on April, Progetto Filippide organized the first inclusive swimming cup, and we had inclusive duets from Spain, from France, Brazil, Taiwan, and Russia for the first time in the history. We involved national and international judges, also called from World Aquatics for World Championship and for Olympic Games, and it was a great success. I think we need to increase the number of athletes practicing, and we have to increase the number of this kind of events.
So another really important part of creating these inclusive programs is finding the athletes, right? So what are some strategies you use to find and encourage athletes with disabilities to join your program?
We have to collaborate with the Club of Normal People. We need to collaborate with our federation. When we start our partnership with Italian Swimming Federation, Patrizia Giallombardo, the head coach of Italian national team, said me that I support our collaboration because I find myself a better athlete. It's good for everybody, but I find myself better athletes. So we have to push this collaboration because everybody can have a big quantity of good sensation and a lot of you can discover another kind of artistic swimming that help you to be a better coach, a better athlete, and a better person in normal life.
Yeah, you mentioned how important the collaboration with the Italian Federation was for your program. What kinds of support, aside from the Federation support, do you think is important to create a successful AWD program?
When we organize this kind of event, we invite Lisa Schott, the chairperson of synchronized swimming in World Aquatics, and she was really happy to be here, and she was she can saw with her eyes what they can do. I think we are a little bit far from a collaboration with these two worlds, World Aquatics and AWD World, because it's a new door, and someone is here to open this new door. You have to work with inclusion with club, then with national athletes, then we can open the door on international world. For us it was different because Giorgio, Alessia, the duet, Arianna and Giorgio open the eyes of all of Italy, and we hope other nations can do the same thing. I saw an inclusive duet by Iris Tio and Jacinta Martinez maybe 5 years ago or 3 years ago. This is the path. If each nation can involve national athletes and show what the AWD athletes can do, we can have a future.
Hopefully we can see some more inclusive routines coming up in the next few years. Another really important part of AWD programs are the coaches and the staff. So how do you help train these people to effectively work with your athletes?
For example, when Giorgio was in national team, one coach of our staff, Nicole Bovo, replaced him in the water with Arianna. And then she swam the female duet with Selena Mirra. If you are a coach and a swimmer in inclusive routine, you can open your mind and you change your way of teaching. I think this is a very good strategy, because you can find other words, other methods to teach to normal people and to people with disability. We have to try and feel on our own.
I never realized how much of a teaching experience swimming with the athletes can be for the coaches also. That's a really unique strategy. Thank you so much for sharing. Now we can move on to the Q&A section. Thank you for sharing all this valuable information with us, first of all. I definitely learned so much, and I hope everyone else was able to learn something else as well. Now we'd love to open the floor for questions. If you have a question, feel free to put in the chat or unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you. I'm Nathalie. I'm from France. I'm happy to see you and to hear you. I was in France when I saw for the first time Giorgio and the girl, and you're right, it's just wow. And I think you're right when you say it's just meaning and to open the mind of all the people. Well, all the people in the pool were wow, Giorgio, and it was a lot of emotions, and it's just for me. I was a French national judge, and it was a magic moment, really a magic moment, because I know Giorgio is a lot of technical, but he was able to put the girl and to. It was really a duet, an inclusive duet, and I saw it's very, as you said, something wow. I would like.
I think this is possible because you saw two athletes, not one athlete with disabilities and one athlete without. So
it's a duet.
We have to build our routine like a mixed duet, a female duet, a team, not an inclusive routine. Because if we work on technical skills, on figures, we high the technical level, and you can build a unique routine that show two athletes.
Yeah, you're right.
Discover their point of weakness, and we have to work to arrive at the most high level it's possible.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's with your club is very wow, very, and I think at the beginning you spoke about the atmosphere. Like you, I like the atmosphere in this competition is very different than the other, and all the people with smile. And it's very important for all the people, all the parents, the mom with a smile and nobody cry, and it's very important for all the people.
I always cry when they swim.
Sometimes, but in France, when we have the championships, all the people and all the people say. All the people with a smile. Wow, it's possible in synchronized swimming. Wow, in autistic swimming, it's possible. Wow. It was very interesting to see that, and for me it was wow. It's very another atmosphere, and I like that.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna, for this meeting.
Thank you so much for joining and for sharing your thoughts and experiences as well. One question I always like to ask our guest speakers is, what's your dream for the next 5 to 10 years of your work?
My dream is an Olympic shared. I said before, I talked about an Olympic shared with the best athletes without disability and the best athletes with disability. And this is the future. This is my big dream.
Yeah, we would like. Yeah, it would be good. And it's the same for us. Yes.
We have to see so far.
Yeah, we hope.
Definitely. Hopefully, your dream comes true very soon. And we also have the Instagram handle for your program and your personal Instagram handle on the slide. And one last question to end off for today. Are there any exciting events coming up in the next year for your program?
Now we start a new session on the 1st of October. And at the moment, we don't know nothing about the event of this year. We have to start again, and then we have to start with the parent and the other thing. When we organized the first inclusive autistic swimming cup, all the nation was we covered all the cost except the air, and but we covered the cost of swimming, transport, and hotel, and it's very difficult to do this, but we need to increase the number, and we need to show our work. Maybe in sport in Italy it's so. In Italy there is football and then all the other sports. So we need money, we need sport facilities, we need help in this kind of thing.
We're wishing you all the best for this new season, and we will all cheer for you and your team as you work towards these really incredible missions and goals. So those are all the questions we received for today. Thank you so much for the powerful strategies and insights. A quick announcement, so our next webinar will be on October 24th at 8 a.m. PST. Our guest speaker will be Jacqueline Simoneau from Canada, and I'll be sending out the registration and meeting links soon, so stay tuned for those. And
oh, I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for joining us today, and a special thank you to Coach Sabrina for sharing her expertise and experiences with us, and hopefully everyone can join us again next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.